something different or not? Sure. Also, aside from doing conferencey stuff, I'm probably going to try and stream sort of like 8 to whenever I feel like stopping every day. I mean, it's very ambitious. It's very ambitious. The times I've been streaming at work have been sort of hour-long segments, which have worked kind of okay. So to say like 8 to whenever, maybe just 8 to 9. Like, I think you can expect at least an hour of streaming, but maybe more some days. I don't know. And I'm keen to go through a lot of React stuff in that. So if you want to learn React, you've come to the right place. You can learn it with me. I know a lot of the React stuff. I don't know a lot of the getting it to run in browser stuff. That's the issue. Like, I've done a lot of just theoretical React stuff where there's a Babel compiler and that will compile the components and then loading that compiled file in. I can do that stuff fine. It's just, for some reason, I was getting stuck on the browser today. So, sorry if that was boring. Okay, we have terrain represented by n as an n-ring array. It's raining and the whole world's flooding. Each day the water level rises 1 unit. Yes, prices of MacBooks. The cheapest option is actually running Linux and not running Mac. But having said that, I've used a Mac continuously for years now, and I like it. I think it's a very pretty machine to use, and it's got a good terminal and integrates well with phones and stuff. So I'm happy with it. I'd recommend a MacBook Pro. Yeah, they're all expensive, and you know, new top-of-the-range non-Mac stuff is actually also expensive too. Like, stuff that have high-quality trackpads and high-quality screens, that stuff's expensive. But I'd recommend a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air even. Like, if it's just for development, if it's not for gaming stuff, a MacBook Air is actually fine. I used a MacBook Air for a year or two, and it was fine. It was really light, really long battery life, really good. MacBook Pro second, but I got a MacBook Pro because I had to get a new machine, and actually they only had MacBook Pros in stock and I needed one immediately, so I got a MacBook Pro. Go figure. And I'm quite happy with it, actually. Quite happy with it. Yes, you can buy a decent computer, like especially a decent desktop computer, for a price cheaper than any Mac. That's totally true. And if it's for dev, you don't need a top-of-the-range graphics card, and you don't need like 40 gigs of RAM. Not that it would hurt. But a laptop for portability is awesome. Like, I'd not go back to working on a desktop computer or even an iMac, because I don't want to have to sync stuff. Oh, cool. I mean, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be more organized with it in the future. This is actually the first time I've had more than a single person on stream, and the first time it's not been like terrible latency, thanks to the advice of folks in chat, Simulated Greg, and so forth. It's actually been quite fun to interact with you people, so that's fun. Apple's many neat programs for web design though. Yes, the Apple software is actually very good. They seem to be in a software market, and the hardware is just like a nice touch to contain it, and the software struggles to run anywhere else. I mean, that seems to be a strategy that's going on. I find the terminal, like that it's Unix, that the operating system is Unix based, is awesome, because there are things that I'm just used to from that. Yeah, you can do that. You might find, like, there are difficulties with doing that though, right? Yes, I'm running ZSH, my ZSH, iTerm 2, and I don't think I have any custom dot files anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. You can run Mac through a VM, which is fine. I don't know how, like, you may still have networking and graphics issues with that, but it's a really cheap way to get Mac to run. If you just buy a desktop computer and a VM and you full screen it and you hide toolbars and maybe get like just the Mac peripherals, it might be an easy way to run Mac OS. It's a great operating system. It's totally a great operating system. And there are ways to run it as a native operating system. Like if you have the right hardware and you go through a lot of internet searching, there are ways to run it as a native operating system. You know, the mileage may vary. So this question, that's, if you posted this question again, JP Algarin, am I pronouncing that right? JP Algarin? Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it isn't really reliable running it in a VM, but it's possible to run it in a VM. This is El Capitan. Yeah, this is El Capitan. It was very unstable in the first betas, but the GM is fine. I haven't had any problems since the last GM. I haven't had any problems since, like, I guess beta 2. It's been fine since then. It was very unstable in the beginning, but it's been fine since then. The most annoying thing for me was the shake to grow cursor, that cursor grow reveal thing. And until recently, they didn't actually have an option to turn it off. So you just had this giant shaky cursor. So if you play games or anything, the cursor grows in the game. It's really irritating. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of work. Like, people do it as a labor of love to get Mac to run on non-Apple hardware, but it's... Work your time at this, right? Like, when I'm faced with like a time-consuming versus an expensive thing, I always think, how much time am I going to spend setting this up? Like, what is a realistic expectation of this? People who've done this, have they spent an hour? Have they spent 10 hours? Have I spent 5 hours on this already and have to decide whether I carry on? How much is that worth? If you're a freelancer, it's easy to tell what that's worth because you just have your going rate. But if you work out like what you get paid as a salary and what that means for each hour, like how much is it costing you to install Mac on this non-Apple hardware? You know, is it worth the time, or should you just pay the difference between the non-Apple hardware and the Apple hardware and have it working and guaranteed and stable? Like, I think that's a reasonable way of thinking about it, because then you don't, you know, like that's a data-based way of deciding whether you spend a bit of extra money on Apple hardware or go with some other thing. Does that make sense? I think I am actually going to wrap up here, but this has been so much fun, and like the interaction side of this has been super fun. So I'd love to invite you all back. Yeah, it's really expensive. Taco stuff's expensive, but it's nice. I'm gonna finish off here, but I'd love it if some or all of you felt like coming again. As I said, I'm gonna try and do these every day at 8 p.m. For like at least an hour. 8 p.m. my time, so like, gee, that's 2 hours and 20 minutes ago, your time. I'll look at starting these and going for at least an hour, and I'll plan some stuff so that tomorrow's less haphazard. And now that the settings are better and you aren't buffering the whole time, that can be fun. So maybe like if you want to get notified of that stuff, follow on Twitch, or just watch out on Twitter, because I'll probably tweet about it, and then I'll do that stuff. I am going to a conference next week, though. I think I fly for like 4 days or something and be at the conference for 2 days. It's a PHP conference in Las Vegas, so I'm looking forward to that. But it means I'll be off for like from Tuesday till Saturday. Yeah, it's chilled. Like, I know time zones and stuff are going to be crazy, but I'll archive the stuff as well, and I'll upload to YouTube. So, and I'll give details of that when I've figured out how it actually works. So, feel free to check out the archives, or I can look at trying to stream a different time. Sometimes I stream in the morning at work, but then it's kind of awkward to talk because I'm in an office full of people, and I don't want to be like, I don't know, like it's not weird for me, but it's weird for everyone else if I'm just talking into nothingness, because they can't hear or see the chat. What is this music? So sometimes I stream at work, but then I don't talk like at all. I'll still play music and stuff, but and the quality will probably be better. But you can watch that as well, or just watch the archives, or just watch on YouTube when I figure out where that is. Yeah, but follow me on Twitch if you want to get notifications of this stuff, because I'm going to do this more. Now that I know that it works okay and I can interact with people, it's a lot of fun. So just just watch out for the stuff, and I'll be back. I'm keen to do React stuff. I'm keen to look at this puzzle and like try and figure it out, or look at other programming challenges. Yeah. But thanks for being here. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a lot of fun to interact. Yeah. So I think I'll finish it there. Thank you, and bye. Bye.